Christ be with you.
And also with you.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, O Christ.
While John was in prison, he heard about the works of Christ, so he sent his disciples to Jesus with this question: Are you the one who is to come, or do we look for another? In reply, Jesus said to them, Go back and report to John what you hear and see. The blind recover their sight, the lame walk, lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, and the poor have the good news proclaimed to them. And blessed is the one who finds no offense in me. As the messengers set off, Jesus began to speak to the crowds about John. What did you go out to the wasteland to see? A reed swaying in the wind? Tell me, what did you go out to see? Someone luxuriously dressed? Those who dress luxuriously are to be found in royal palaces. So what did you go out to see? A prophet? Yes, I tell you, and more than a prophet. It is about John that Scripture says, I am sending my message ahead of you. He will prepare your way before you. The truth is, history has not known a person born of woman greater than John the Baptizer. Yet the least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. Sisters and brothers, this is the good news of salvation.
Praise to you, O Christ.
Please be seated. So when does the desert bloom with joyous growth and the relief of rain that comes after a hard, dry summer of fire, or after a hard, bitter winter of ice? Isaiah spent the first 33 chapters talking about God's correction coming. We're in chapter 35 now, just the beginning of talking about what follows correction. Here we see lush rebirth, new growth coming after a hard time and after a cleansing rain. How does it feel to experience the rebirth of that rain? Have you ever felt it strengthen all weary hands, steady all weak knees, like Isaiah says? I have. I've seen people newly able to see each other, hear each other, move together, and leap with joy. The psalm reinforces the healing, and James reinforces waiting for those winter and summer rains, spring rains. It also brings us to the complete message. Don't grumble against each other. Don't hold resentments, but help each other hold on through hardships. Then it points us back to the prophets. We also won't be listened to, at least not often. But that's not our concern. Our concern is to speak and to be grace, to be reconciliation. Father David Jewell and I were at a Franciscan retreat that defined justice as returning to right relationship. That's why we call this reconciliation. We don't just confess. We acknowledge and honor the truths of human flawed frailty. We create space for the repair of relationship, the strengthening of relationship, the healing of our broken vision, hearing, and movement. So this balance point between joy and reconciliation, How do we describe that? Have you ever had the conversation that boiled down to, I messed up? No, I messed up. We messed up. And the relief and maybe even tear that comes with that confession and its acceptance. That's how it works. My question today is a hard one. What reconciliation would bring you the most